What are the top 10 4x4 trails in Utah? Well, we've set out to answer that question today on At Your Leisure. I'm Stephen Heumann. We're using Easter Jeep Safari as our backdrop to track down the best riding opportunities in the state and what sets them apart from the rest. We'll find out from the experts.
Then hit the sand with me, Zack, as I follow two brothers to one famous destination that takes them out of their comfort zone.
Lastly, Corinne Smart shows us some of the prototypes Jeep has everyone drooling over at the safari. How can you make one of your own from scratch? Find out now on AYL. You know, in Utah, we're pretty spoiled as far as adventure goes. You can head from alpine forests to red rock deserts all in one day. And sure, we all love a good hike to reach those destinations, but sometimes you want to travel in a little bit of style. Enter the 4x4. And there are so many places in this great state to break in these beautiful machines. And that's why I'm here in Moab, Utah for Easter Jeep Safari. I'm Stephen Heumann. Now we are showing off the top 10 4x4 trails in Utah today, and we got a couple criteria. One, has to be in the borders of the state, and two, has to be 4x4 accessible. We're also going to show off a little bit of Easter Jeep Safari. Corinne Smart is down here. She's going to look at prototypes. But for right now, let's start with our top 10. What is your favorite hiking trail?
I don't hike.
So what's your favorite 4x4 trail?
Well, if I want to take people out on a family adventure, this is a combination of two trails, is going out the Transcontinental Railroad because there's a beautiful museum at the start, and then come back in the Pony Express Trail. Both two very important pieces of history as far as trails go and as far as American history goes.
Why do you wheel?
Because I can. And I like it.
There's a lot of trails out here that I love. Best in the state? Oh gosh, I'd say the Maze. I love Sand Hollow. It's awesome because you get all the scenery, you get the sand, you get the rocks.
The thing about Sand Hollow is there's more challenges, there's more technical challenges that will go with a Jeep and with a 4x4 than there can be here in Moab. We love them all. We love the easy and we love the hard. But the technical hard and the challenge in Sand Hollow is wonderful.
The Barracks Trail, that runs up the East Fork of the Virgin River, and you access it from down off the highway into Coral Pink Sand Dunes. It's a lot of fun. It's a little more difficult if you start at the top and come down because it's a big sand climb going out. If you start at the south and go in, it's an easier trail. Depends on how high the river is when you cross. It's a really pretty ride, easy to do in, half to 3/4 day.
Oh, I love Elephant Hill. Such a great trail, middle of Canyonlands National Park, one of the few parks that has four-wheel drive trails that you can go in. You can probably take a stock vehicle on it. If the stock vehicle is like a Jeep Rubicon or something with decent clearance, a 4Runner or something like that. The vistas and the scenery is just outstanding. Beautiful canyons, rocky washes that you're driving through. It's a special place.
Hell's Revenge is a fantastic trail in Moab. I mean, if anybody's a first-timer in a Jeep, you want to do Hell's Revenge because it gives you a taste of everything about Moab.
So what makes Hell's Revenge so famous?
I don't know.
All right.
Hell's Revenge for me was a little scary. I was a little intimidated. It's got divots in it that you go down, and it's got hot tubs and obstacles and things like that.
The Gates of Hell are wonderful. We've taken so many friends on those, and we've kind of scared them a little bit, but it's a lot of fun.
All right, well, there's 5. We got 5 more coming a little bit later in the show. And I don't know if you guys have been on any of these 5 or all of them. Let us know. Go on Facebook, Instagram. Tell us about what your experiences were because they're going to be different than ours. And, we're all having fun out on the trail. We want to hear from you. We're going to step away from Moab for a minute, and we're going to catch up with Zack, who has our travel adventure.
I've lived here my whole life, and I still am experiencing new things across the state. And I've been to the sand before, but I've never been here before.
We all crave new experiences, but the truth is it takes effort to go out and find something you've never done before. Most of the time we settle into our recreation routines and that's kind of it. Paul and Rich Weller have been spoiled to enjoy off-roading in some of the best spots in the country that happen to be right outside their door. They own Weller Recreation in Camas. So if there's a machine, they've ridden it. And if there's a trail within 50 miles, they've explored it. Well, today they've decided to put out just a little more effort and try somewhere new. As famous an area as it is, Paul has never been to Little Sahara sand dunes.
Looks fun.
That's just about 30 minutes west of Nephi in Moab County. And Rich hasn't seen these dunes in over 30 years.
When we were here, it was on three-wheelers. And they didn't go nearly as well as what we're riding today.
Back in the 70s, about 1979, this was designated as Little Sahara Recreation Area. About 62,000 acres of sagebrush flats and sand dunes. About 23,000 of it is actual sand dunes.
There's small dunes, big dunes. Obviously, there's very challenging areas for those that are experts in it and have the horsepower to play in that area. But on the other side of that, we had fun in just the dunes on the back side. And we're just rollies back and forth in those bowls.
It was fun. I had a blast. This feels like a roller coaster when you're riding it, and I'm not a big roller coaster fan.
ATVing on the dunes is a whole different animal from trail riding. Out here, there are no designated routes, and the only thing holding you back is your horsepower. That being the case, you don't want to go too crazy because dunes shift and change on a daily basis. So you need to know what's going on the other side before you just charge on over. Once you've got your bearings and you're comfortable with the feel of the sand on the tires, you'll find an incredibly unique experience and environment right at your fingertips.
It's got a lot of feel of snowmobiling in it too. It's just, you just keep the throttle into it.
Yep.
And it's those relationships that you build, and it's the friendships that you strengthen. I was about a breath, man.
Nice and sandy. And that was from going around.
Yes.
Well, that's the driver. That isn't anything but the driver that did that to you.
And this, there's nobody.
I haven't seen anybody right in here yet.
How far do these dunes go over here?
Quite a ways. They kind of wrap.
So this is the end over here then?
Yep.
And then it works this way.
You actually can go around this side and come in here.
You know, life is busy, and it's nice to take a moment and smell the roses. We talk all the time amongst ourselves that we need to take some time and ride with friends and customers, and all of our friends are our customers. And so it just reaffirmed that thought. We need to spend more time. It's great to be outside of the business. It's great to be in a relaxed environment and just talk about friends and families and the experience that we're having at the moment.
If you're planning on making some of those moments for yourself at Little Sahara, camping opportunities abound from one end of the dunes to the other. Some encampments are perfect for daredevils, while others are geared more towards families. Remember to bring plenty of water and have whip flags for all of your machines. There is an entry fee of $18 per vehicle, or you can get yourself an annual pass for $1.20. Creating a new experience does take effort, but like the Wellers found out today, there are few things in life more worthwhile.
It's that opportunity to get away from sometimes the challenges of life and to just experience the beauty that's around here. And every setting is different, and this was beautiful today.
These experiences are some of the best experiences you can have with family and friends, because you really get to know what they're like, and you really get to know what they're thinking about, because you can take the time and have a conversation.
Ready?
I had a great day. It was a ball.
From the Little Sahara Sand Dunes, I'm Zack Cipriano with At Your Leisure.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Sea-Doo introduces the newest ways to explore the water. Load up all your gear, catch some rays, grab a bite to eat, crank up some tunes, and tons more.
Every day we just go, baby, don't go. Every day we just go.
Sea-Doo, escape the everyday.
Hi, I'm Chad Booth, host of the TV show At Your Leisure. Those of you who watch our show know that we cover recreation in the West, and often we talk about land access issues. But did you know that land access is an important issue in the East too? BRC stands ready to help you protect that vital access to the sport that you love. So remember, no matter where you live in the USA, join, participate, and donate to the Blue Ribbon Coalition.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Corinne Smart, and we are here in Moab, Utah at the Easter Jeep Safari. And as you know, Steve has been showing us the top 10 Jeeping trails in Utah. But for me, the Easter Jeep Safari is all about the Jeeps. So let's go take a look. Yeah, it is. It's a Wagoneer. Here you go.
We use Easter Jeep Safari to introduce our latest concept vehicles. We do anywhere from 5 to 7 vehicles a year.
They have a lot of prototypes of different Jeeps, like customized Jeeps. This one is my absolute favorite, partly because it looks a lot like a Bronco, and I'm sure that Jeep lovers will slap me on the wrist for that one, but look at it, it's beautiful. It is based off of the Wrangler Rubicon, but this concept and color palette is based off of a 1966 Jeepster. This one's pretty impractical, but the color's a little bit bland for me. Okay, if this one could be a man, I would ask him to take me on a date. Ah, the Nacho Jeep. When I was younger, my dream car was a yellow Jeep lifted with no doors and no top. And this one basically is my dream immortalized, right? The one thing I don't like about this one though is it doesn't have stick shift. And for me, Jeeping is all about getting in the gears yourself.
Nacho is very, very close to something you could actually make today by going into a dealership. These doors, not quite available yet, but in May you'll be able to go buy them.
These are my favorite part about this Jeep.
Yeah,
so
in about 6 weeks you'll be able to go to the dealership and get those.
Oh my gosh, look at it. Look at the fenders and those huge tires. Oh my gosh, you could take a picnic on those. Oh my gosh, King Shocks. This one, it has stick shift. Husband, birthday present, Christmas present for the rest of my life. If I had a lot of money, it would all be gone because I'd buy every single one of these. It has like a graded tailgate. Could be really fun going through water and stuff. It has like raindrop looking colored on the seats, but it's beautiful. So what's a bummer is that none of these Jeeps here are for sale, but all the parts are. And so you can make your Jeep at home as customized as you want. I'm Corinne, and I need to find Steve because now I want to go on a trail. So don't go anywhere. At Your Leisure, we'll be back in just a minute.
I'm about ready to enter a time machine. Now, it's not an episode of Doctor Who, it's an episode of Doctor Where. In 7 hours, I will be in summer, and you could too if you had an RV or a travel trailer from Ray Citte RV on Riverdale Road. As a matter of fact, if you go in there right now or go to raycitte.com, you can enter to win this vacation I'm taking to Pirates Cove in Needles, California. Ray Citte RV, Utah's low price leader since 1946.
Meet
the new leader in off-road utility, the completely reinvented Ranger XP1000. It's got the most power, the largest towing capacity, the highest ground clearance, and the best comfort and storage. Introducing the all-new Polaris Ranger XP1000, the hardest working, smoothest riding Ranger ever built.
Fortress Clothing is the answer to people who have to spend time outdoors. We're science-based. We actually retain body heat, but our product is hydrophobic, so it allows moisture to evacuate. It works, and for all of our AYL viewers, AYL 20% off anything we offer. We claim what everybody else claims, but we actually deliver.
Living in Utah, we're lucky we can enjoy riding our recreational vehicles year-round in the mountains, at the dunes, rock crawling, or road riding. Stedman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, and Beta machines. See them all at Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Need a tune-up, new tires, or accessories? Stedman's Service Department can help.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
As we established, Utah is a mecca for 4x4 enthusiasts. The streets of Moab are crowded with gearheads discussing their upgrades they made to their rigs and the trails they plan to break them on. So far, we've talked about Hell's Revenge, the Pony Express Trail, the Maze in Sand Hollow, Elephant Hill, and the Barracks Trail.
All right, now that we're caught up, I don't know where we're going next, but let's finish up our top 10.
5 Mile Pass area has a lot of trails in it. Two of the most notable are the snakes. You got rattlesnake and constrictor. A Rubicon, a built-up Jeep can handle rattlesnake with no problem, but the constrictor, that takes a little finesse, and you can end up with a little body damage on that one. It's one of our favorite areas to go wheeling in.
The nice thing about American Fork Canyon is that you've got, you're driving by campsites there, you can smell the campfires and the barbecue going on, good trails, very scenic. You got a little bit of mix of everything, the climbs and cliffs and river crossings and whatnot. So challenge-wise, it caters to that as well. But really the best part is when you get all the way in the back, nobody's there, and you just get a chance to soak up all that nature has.
If you could pick a trail to just go on today anywhere, what would that trail be?
I do fins and things. It's a nice easy trail.
Fins, it's a good mild run and a good fun day for the family, so I'd highly recommend Fins. Lots of rolling sandstone hills.
It's got places where you can go up, and it's scary at first. You get a little excited about it, and you're wondering what's going to be on the other side. And then it's just, when you get up there, everything's fine, and you can just keep on going.
You know, it's been a while since I've been out there back at Hole in the Rock. Last time we went out, I could say we didn't break. That's always a bonus. Good rocks, you know, good obstacles. It's going to give you a little bit of a challenge. You know, as long as you keep out of that skinny pedal, you should be pretty good.
Hole in the Rock can be a slow trail at places. Do you like going slow, or do you like going fast?
I like going fast.
The Devil's Racetrack is off of I-70 there.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds you of something the devil would run on. It's a pretty ride. It's got some rough spots, not extremely difficult, but, you know, it'd be a little challenging for a novice, but for the most part, it's a fairly decent trail. There's a few broken ledges and a few things. You edge along some of the big canyons up through, but it's a lot of broken up rock formation, up and down into the bottom of the canyon, up on the ridges. And it loops in off I-70 at one spot, and you loop back around and come out in another spot. So it makes pretty much an oval loop through there.
Corinne, hop in. You have fun with the Jeeps?
It was amazing. Can you please take me on a trail now?
Okay.
Well, while we head there, why don't you take a look at our trailhead, brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC.
I'm Reece Stein at your leisure. And are you tired of winter hikes looking for a trail that isn't covered in snow, ice, or mud? Well, we've got a place nearby that's ideal for two legs or 4?
Oh, that mountain's the only one that didn't have snow on it. This all had, you know, from 1 to 4 or 5 inches of snow.
Even after a heavy snow, the trails at Antelope Island State Park melt off and dry out quickly. It has become a haven for horse people looking for an off-season area where they can stretch their animals' legs.
No, it's just right. Just right.
It's always good riding out here this time of year. We usually ride up in the mountains, and usually there's snow up there, and you can't get up there this time of year. We've been out when there's been snow on it, but we ride every Sunday out here.
And it's not just the snow they're avoiding.
Beautiful, no bugs, lovely.
No bugs, perfect.
The nasty, biting no-see-ums will be out in force on Antelope Island by early May. But right now, it's the see-ums you need to be wary of. Not too many trails where you have to be cautious of the locals, but the bison are a big reason the White Rocks Loop Trail is so popular. The island has been home to several hundred bison since they were first brought here in 1897, and they roam free, sometimes right on the trail.
And you can look out here and see bison, and there's pronghorn all over the place. It's a beautiful place to be. I love it out here.
You might have to make way for one of the island's namesakes, as we did this year. It's a great winter hike with spectacular vistas all along the route. The unique landscape includes few, if any, trees, mostly juniper around water sources. But you don't need shade this time of year anyway.
I like it because I don't get out and live like this much in the winter. And to be out here with there's birds and there's animals, and it's comfortable. It's just a really nice hike.
Horses often don't get out much in the winter either. The Antelope Island trails offer a great cold season workout. We make way for horseback riders like Cindy First riding Tesla and Rhonda Clark on Igneous. I asked them to pick it up a bit. Makes for more fun pictures.
I love this time of year because it's cooler, obviously, than in the summer. It's exposed, so in the winter, the trails stay nice and defrosted. And of course, the bison are always fun to see. And just I love the golden aspects to it. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I like coming out here because you can really get away from everything. It feels like we're very far away, even though we're real close to a major city.
But it's the dead of winter.
Hey, we ride all winter. We just put warmer clothes on, and I love it that there's no bugs out here, because in the summer it's pretty hard to ride out here.
Trail running is really popular on many of the loops.
Along the Wasatch Front, there's a lot of mud, and so you can just go and run and have a good time. And with this weather, how could you pass it up?
We even ran into a bunch of racers in a 15-mile-long jaunt. 7 or 8 is plenty for Marianne and me. We try to schedule in the full 8-mile White Rock Loop Trail each winter. It climbs up to a bench left by ancient Lake Bonneville with a short spur to Beacon Knob. All the trails are open to mountain biking with a variety of challenges. There are shorter cutoffs inside the White Rock Loop and an out-and-back spur to Elephant Point and the Mormon Rocks Loop spur, if the 8-mile White Rock Trail isn't enough.
We love seeing the bison, love the lake and the mountains. We love riding Antelope Island in the winter.
Oh, and in case you missed it,
And there are no brine flies in the winter. It's amazing.
Reece at your leisure on Antelope Island.
Hi, my name is Spencer Cox. I'm the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Utah, and I'm the new spokesperson for Ride On. Ride On is a unique partnership between all the land managing agencies in the state of Utah to maintain trails, to advocate safety, to advocate wise stewardship amongst all of us who use these trails. And I'm doing it because trails matter to me. This is important for my children. I want them to be safe, and I want them to be stewards of the trail. If you would like more information, go to ohv.utah.gov.
I'm about ready to enter a time machine. Now, it's not an episode of Doctor Who, it's an episode of Doctor Where. In 7 hours, I will be in summer, and you could too if you had an RV or a travel trailer from Ray Citte RV on Riverdale Road. As a matter of fact, if you go in there right now or go to raycitte.com, you can enter to win this vacation I'm taking to Pirates Cove in Needles, California. Ray Citte RV, Utah's low price leader since 1946.
In a place that is beyond words, there is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
Oh my gosh, Steve, this place, it's so beautiful.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet.
Really?
Yeah, where we're going to take you right now. It's pretty amazing.
I'm excited.
So what did you think of the prototype Jeeps?
Okay, so now I know what I want for my birthday and Christmas and future Mother's Day for the rest of my life. Those Jeeps literally were the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I want to take one out myself, maybe be smoother than this car. Oh, how were your top 10 4x4 trails?
It was really interesting finding out what, the real experts thought of all these different trails.
So is this trail that we're on right now one of the top 10 4x4 trails?
No, it's not. This is Cane Creek and it goes up and around the mountain. But it just goes to show that you can almost hit any trail in the state and just go and find something amazing.
Well, I want to hear more from our viewers. Sometimes I know that they have been places that we've never been before, and I feel like they should let us know on our Facebook page and Instagram.
They should. Get on Facebook.
So what's coming up next?
Oh, we have the big giveaway, Pirate Cove. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. You can go in and you can sign up to win a week-long RV vacation from Ray Citte RV to Pirate Cove, which is on the Colorado River. So you win an RV for a week from Ray Citte RV, so you're taken care of there. You've got 3 days at Pirate Cove, and that includes a half-day rental of a personal watercraft and a half-day rental of a side-by-side to go out on the dunes.
So I have a confession to make. When I saw that ad on our Facebook, I secretly wanted to sign up.
You can't win.
I know.
So,
it's a bummer.
But they can. You can win. You can sign up. They can sign up at Facebook. You can go into Ray Citte, and if you do both, then you get double entry.
So now let's take a look at next week's show.
Land access and monument debates are currently raging throughout the West, and next week we're going to give you the tools you need to make your voice heard. How can you get your thoughts on a specific area or trail to the right people in the right way? We'll show you. Then, Corinne takes a rock crawler to the dunes to see if it's really as versatile as the manufacturers say. We're putting it to the test in 1 week on AYL.
What'd I tell you?
Literally so gorgeous. I cannot believe what we're seeing.
I know you think
Being from California, I never get to see places like this, I just really like that this week I was able to see all these different places I can go here in my new home state.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular to end the show with this, but that also means that unfortunately we have to end the show. So like we always say, get out there and create your own adventure
at your leisure. 4 trails in Utah. But for me,
what's it about?
Top 10 4x4 trails in Moab. Ah!